Summer of JamPack, baby. Here it is. More video. I know I promised it a year ago. It's coming here now. You know what that means. The summer of JamPack is officially upon us. Alright, so basically when I first pitched this to myself, this was designed as like a whole cutscene supercut. It was going to be long. Otto was going to do this cool in-universe narration. It was going to be all fancy. But I mean, listen, I think if you really want to know all that, the seasons are there. It's in the videos. This video is really designed for people who A, have no idea what the JamPack story is, B, they have an idea but they haven't seen it in a while, or C, they just want to see some of the new stuff. I'm going to go through 4 chapters in this video. We got the Origins chapter, the Volume 1 chapter, the Volume 2 chapter, and the Future chapter. I'm going to try to make this video as appealing to everyone as possible. I'm just going to cover the most shit as quickly as possible. Listen, Volume 3, it's big on the story. The story plays a big role. I want people to be able to enjoy it, but I don't want you to have to slave away and watch 2 whole seasons and all the cutscenes and try to understand. I'm going to put it in the plainest words possible, the most comprehensive way I can. Alright, the Origins chapter, that one's going to be clearing up some maybe stuff you didn't really understand that was kind of pre-season setup. Volume 1 and Volume 2 will be recaps. In the future, I'm going to go into some new stuff. You'll understand this. If you don't understand it now, you will later, but I just want to put it in plain text. That's the point of this video, is putting the story in the plainest text. Now, I'm going to use chapters, like YouTube chapters, but it won't actually be accustomed to the actual chapters. I'm going to assign it to actual lore topics. So if you really want to know the story and follow along, you can just use this video as a guide whenever. You just click this timestamp and you find the answer to that question. I want this to be as useful for you guys as possible, so let's try to make this quick. I'm going to get right into it. Chapter 1, Origins. The story of JamPack, it really begins with the guy, the Ender Chicken. You know him, you love him, he's the main dude. But he wasn't always half chicken, half Ender guy, He originally, when he was born, he was known as President Chicken, and he ruled over the Chicken Township. He was a great and noble leader, and growing up, him and his best friend, Agent Chicken, they decided to make a promise to themselves that they were going to lead their beautiful little town into an era of prosperity. Now, the Chicken Township, it was a peaceful little place, but over time, degradation of the soil led to bad crop yields. Bad crop yields, no food, so the town was struggling. They were hungry. President Chicken wanted to make a difference, so he begged for the help of the almighty queen of the realm, the Ender Dragon. While the Ender Dragon, a powerful leader she was not sympathetic. The Ender Dragon resided in the End Dimension, which was a realm totally separate from the overworld dimension that she ruled over. No one dared step foot in the End Dimension unless they wished to die. So the Ender Dragon put herself far removed from those she ruled, and in turn became ignorant to their plights. She ignored the cries of help, and the Chicken Township continued to spiral downwards and downwards. Now, President Chicken, he was a noble man of action, and he believed in peaceful protest. So he planned a peaceful, non-violent march to the End Stronghold in protest of these actions, but the spiteful Ender Dragon, she did not care for it. The night before the protest, she and her secret hidden army of Endermen destroyed the Chicken Township, laid it to complete waste. And as their noble leader, President Chicken drew his sword, and yes, he fought as hard as he could, but he was wounded by the true, devastating power of the mighty dragon's breath. And while he may have survived, he suffered from extreme Ender radiation and mutated into the Ender Chicken. Now, this was a man who saw his whole beautiful town that he loved and served destroyed by this evil queen, and that broke this man. He was broken physically and mentally. He decided he and the Agent Chicken had to go their separate ways for a little bit. The Ender Chicken went into hiding, and the Agent Chicken went to do his own thing. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what leads us into Volume 1. JamPack Volume 1, the original story. So, this would take many years after the Chicken Revolution incident. The Ender Chicken would be planning his revenge and honing his skills for all this time. Eventually, he would emerge from his long absence and reunite with his childhood friend Agent Chicken, and together, they would change the world. They stormed the stronghold, they fought their way to the end, and they killed the mighty Ender Dragon. They put her years-long rule to an end, and having finally achieved vengeance, the Ender Chicken set a new goal for himself. He was gonna rule the world and become a greater leader than the Ender Dragon could ever dream of being. However, he was a little too aggressive. Basically, people didn't take too kindly because he sent the new armies he controlled throughout the land, and they were going to enact his new rule by force. This man saw his peaceful protesting ways demolish his city, and he was not going to let that happen again. He decided that force and power were the only ways to be the true leader he wanted to be, and this brought the realms into a period of great conflict. And day-to-day life, it turned into a constant struggle of life and death. And they had 8 majestic heroes. They had enough. They were brave enough to put their lives at stake to end this conflict, and the 8 of them united set forth on a journey of incredible odds to challenge the Ender Chicken. This story for the ages would be one that would be passed down for years upon years upon years to come. And it is a tale you know very well, JamPack Volume 1, The Plight of the Mighty Ender Chicken. I saw it with Evan, and it made us think.
12 a.m. First night.
There's an ice cream truck outside my house.
The special forces are here.
Alright, I'm ready to head up the Shrine of the Dusk.
That is some awful noises. I hate that.
Please deposit 5 coins.
In about 10 minutes, you should see zombies with axes.
We'll save him for later.
Kill the baby!
So it's like a quest?
More chickens over there? I'm actually gonna go kill them.
Are you okay?
Oh, I see something or somebody.
You can teach them a lesson.
Who touched that mouse?
Let's kill it.
What does the sword do?
Oh man.
There's a skeleton archer out here too!
Oh, there's 2 pirates down there.
Otto, behind you.
Okay.
Run!
This is a story, many of you know it, of great struggle, great sacrifice, and great triumph. Spoilers! Here's your spoiler warning. I'm gonna just recap the season in case you forgot about it, but I mean, how could you forget such an iconic season? So, along the way of this journey, well, many of you know how it ends. Let's go back through the details. So, the Ender Chicken, he enlisted many allies to help him, more than just his army. He recruited General Mothman, a timid man who was forced on the run after failing his duties, the Pirate King, and General Pigman, who were both executed for losing critical battles in the war. General Witherskeleton, a highly regarded military strategist who retired following the war. The Foreman Enderman, a skilled artisan who was known for crafting the most exquisite statues and sculptures, and of course, his best friend, the Agent Chicken, his right-hand man. Now, the journey, I mean, you know, you just saw those 8 wonderful cast members. 3 of those brave heroes, Luke, Evan, and Jack, met their end as the group traveled to the Nether to acquire the blaze rods needed to construct the Eyes of Ender and reach the End Dimension. Wisp would later also meet his demise here after getting stranded here and enjoying a tasty burger. While mostly serving as good guys, the group did take a brief, break from their heroic ways to slaughter multiple tribes of nomads who were peaceful people. They were traders who wandered the land, and they were massacred by our group of heroes. But beyond that, our 4 heroes continued to fight. They grinded for the Ender Pearls, but right before the final push towards the end, unfortunately another hero, Koob, would be slain. But our last 3 heroes, they got on the track, they made it, they ran the sprint, and they made it to the final destination, the End Dimension. Drew of DC, Otto, and Andrew 7S had a battle for the ages against the Ender Chicken, and they emerged victorious to save the world from his reign of tyranny. But to secure the victory, the biggest hero of them all, Otto, had to nobly sacrifice his life for the good of everyone, and his legend would be passed down for generations to come in commemoration of his grand heroism. Heroism. A grand statue was erected in his memory. Now, Drew and Andrew, they were heroes. The people loved them. And so, these beloved 2 were eventually selected to become the new kings of the realm. Now, they decided they were going to be better. They weren't going to fall into the traps of the Ender Chicken, the allure of power, and be corrupted. Instead of living in the end away from the citizens, they choose to have a beautiful woodland mansion serve as their castle and led the realm into prosperity. Now, the Agent Chicken was commanded to not get involved in this final battle. The Ender Chicken sent his friend away to ensure the chicken pride would not die on that day. Now, at the end of the battle, the Ender Chicken, as you know, transformed into a giant, super powerful version of himself, but at the end of the battle he was rendered powerless because of the toll it took on his body, and he was executed from his crimes, knocked to his doom in the endless void. Or was he? Now, while the Ender Chicken may have caused big problems, he was not the only troublemaker in this big ol' realm. No. Elsewhere in the world, the beautiful city of Flemchester became victim to a horrific terrorist attack. The city was destroyed and surrounded by seas of lava. Very few managed to escape. Now, among all this carnage, Futuren Corp's CEO, Mr. Menel, lost his wife, lost his child, lost most of his beautiful headquarters building, and barely managed himself to escape the island city. Now, Mr. Menel, he worked very closely with the citizens of Flemchester. He was a proud citizen, and he and all of his money decided they were not going to go down without a fight. So he enlisted the help of the finest weapons for hire in the world, the agents, and it was a very expensive help indeed. So the agents, 9 agents, as well as Mr. Menel, returned to the city, and they hoped to restore it to their former glory. The chronicles of this story would become known as JamPack Volume 2, Operation Scorching Heat. We're not ready for this!
Throw one emerald and test your luck. Oh god, this is a horrible idea.
I feel like I'm gonna fall from the top, and that's how I'm gonna die in this.
Whoa! Protect the cake!
Everyone is so selfish. I haven't gotten any loot yet.
Wait, why am I the only one with armor still? What the fuck?
Dude, there's a communism house over here. Let's go there.
Ready to chop up these zombies like I chopped up that hooker last weekend.
You good, homies? Oh!
Funny monkey.
Let's go.
Damn sis, go off.
I'm in the bus, boys. Oh shoot.
Oh, sorry!
Oh god.
Hey, Brian, I'm stuck a little bit.
Define's stuck.
Yeah, that's my audiobook. What's down there?
What have I done?
Creeper.
Tiny.
Potato!
Oh!
That's right, spoilers. We're gonna get into spoilers for Volume 2. They failed miserably. They got demolished. But first, we gotta backtrack a little. So I know JamPack 1 and 2, they seem a little disconnected. You know, how does Volume 2 even tie into its predecessor? But the stories are a lot more connected than you might think. In fact, right before their adventures in Flemchester, the agents were actually working for the two kings. Drew and Andrew enlisted the services of these agents to sneak into a secret Arctic base and obtain a precious, one-of-a-kind artifact. But as you have seen, the mission didn't go so smooth. Agent Squid and Agent Parrot did not make it out of the snow alive. Now, a majority of the agents participated in this mission. That was Agent Wolf, who was one of the original 4 members of the agency. Agent Fox, Agent Pufferfish, Agent Rabbit, Agent Monkey, and Agent Ravager, who would later be a part of the Flemchester mission, as well as Agent Polar Bear, Agent Skeleton Horse, and Agent Sheep, who were left back at the base and did not go to Flemchester. So while these men were all on duty, 2 of the original agents, Agent Pig and Agent Cow, met with Mr. Menel over dinner. They signed the contract, and they officially began Operation Scorching Heat. So tensions had been rising in the agency. The connection between Pig, Cow, and Wolf had been tenuous at best since Agent Chicken, the 4th founder, mysteriously died in a building fire. Now Wolf believes their friend survived the fire and is just missing, and he goes against the team's wishes and does not go to Flemchester. It basically is just a dispute between old friends. So instead, the squad recruits Agent Slime, who was the designated driver of the group, and a new recruit, Agent Wither Skeleton. As you guys know, the mission was an absolute failure. There were no survivors. The team secured 2 of the 16 power cores they needed to power the machine to save the city, and Mr. Menel was left stranded on the island alone and desperate.
Fellow agents, I hope this call is reaching you. All hope is lost. Agent Rabbit has perished. I fear my demise may be imminent. Pray forgive me for the loss of your allies. We had no idea what great danger truly lurks here. No, stay back. Don't come any closer. Ah!
Now we go to the future. So, with the number of living agents down to 3, the survivors trekked to the Woodland Mansion to deliver the package to the king's very home. So they were handsomely rewarded, but no money would mend the holes in their hearts. Now, in the time since the fall of the Ender Chicken, the two kings mostly focused their efforts on mopping up former members of the Ender Chicken's regime. The first one they found was General Mothman. He was causing general mayhem in some local towns. They found him fairly quickly. He wasn't much of a threat. So the second one they captured was Foreman Enderman, and they quickly put him to work. He helped to build a big statue, and that statue was of the great hero Otto that everyone has come to know and love. Now, the mysterious Agent Chicken, he's still around, as well as the General Wither Skeleton. No one really knows where he retired to. But rumors had begun spreading across the land that Ender Chicken himself also lives. He's been spotted across the lands, and all the authorities are on high alert for the potential of this grave threat still lurking. So that just leaves us to question what will happen in the next chapter. Find out in the next season, ladies and gentlemen. JamPack Volume 3, coming soon. The Ender Chicken, he's there. The Andrews are there. The Agent Chicken is there. Who knows? Maybe some new threats, new allies, new foes. Oh my god, you're just gonna have to wait and see. So that's the story for now, guys. I promise you, the third installment is like coming out really soon. It's basically done. I really thank you guys for sticking around for the end and just through all of this. I really appreciate it. I've dumped so much time and effort into this story and this season as a whole. I'm glad you guys are actually willing to follow along. It means the world. I mean, I'm so happy this is coming out. I really hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys soon. I'm not going to give you guys a date in case I miss it, but a week or two, I hope to get some trailers out and then the season will start coming. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye, baby.